Yesterday we talked about that the Father beginning to invest in His Son the wisdom to go out into life's journey, the wisdom to go out into life's path. And as He goes out into life's journey and He goes out into life's path, He begins to give him some warnings that he needs to take heed to. He says in Proverbs chapter 4, beginning in verse 14, He said, "Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not proceed in the way of evil man." So don't enter the path of the wicked. Don't enter into that path. Don't even step foot on that path. Have nothing to do with that path whatsoever. And don't follow the path. Don't proceed down the path of the way of the evil. You know, this is the way evil people live. This is the way evil people do. This is the path that evil people walk. And we as children of God, we have no business being anywhere around that path whatsoever. In fact, he goes on in the next verse, in verse 15, he says, avoid it. Avoid it. He says not only to avoid it, but do not pass by it. See, don't even go by it. Avoid it and don't even pass by it at all costs. Don't go anywhere near it, at least its evil allure and its evil ways, and it begin to attract you and begins to draw you in. So have absolutely nothing to do with that path whatsoever. Avoid it. Don't follow the ways of the world. Don't follow the ways of wicked men. Avoid that path. Don't walk down that path. And he continues to go on in verse 16 or verse 15, and he says, turn away from it and pass on. So turn away from that path. It's not a path that we have any business going anywhere near. You know, Jesus told us about a path. He said there's two paths. He said there's one path. There's a broad path. It's a wide path. It's the path that everybody else is taking. All the evil men, all the ways of the world, all the people of the world. This wide, broad path. He said, but that path leads to destruction. But he told us about a better path, and that better path, it's a narrow path. It's a path that's not quite as easy, but it's a path that leads to paradise. Now, which path would you want to follow? Jesus said, don't follow the ways of those evil men. But you know, when we look through the Gospels, Jesus continually tells us, time and time and time again, He said, follow me. Follow me. You see, the only way that you're going to get down that narrow path is by putting your faith and trust in Jesus Christ and following Jesus Christ. Not following the evil ways of this world. We don't have anything to do with that. We avoid it. We pass it by. If it's on one side of the street, we're going to walk to the other side of the street. We're going to go out of our ways and use every means necessary to avoid that path. Instead, we're going to follow Jesus. Follow the path that He has put before us. In faith and trust in Jesus, knowing that His path leads to paradise.